Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Really well.
Yeah, we have Nick Frost and Simon Pegg together.
Shalom.
It's nice. Nice to see you.
Good to be here in this pub.
Yeah, we are in a pub, not just because I'm an alcoholic and refuse to leave here or anything. Although I'd like to think that if it was still the 90s and I was doing the Radio 1 Breakfast Show, that a lot of interviews would happen probably in this pub by Radio 1.
Probably.
I reckon Chris Evans did about 90% of his work here.
A lot of it was up here, wasn't it?
And anyway, how are you both? We're in this pub because we're promoting your movie The World's End, which is all about like the world of pubs and going on a pub crawl.
Yes, it is.
Have you done any other interviews in a pub or are we groundbreaking?
This is it. At this point, I mean, it's early days. I'm sure.
We did a photo shoot in a pub.
Yes.
But I'm sure there will be others.
New Zealand is in the pub, I think.
The whole of New
The whole
Zealand.
of
Zealand.
country, yeah, I think it is actually.
Is
Yeah.
it under a
I think
pub?
it's the New Zealand Arms.
That's the full name of the country.
Is the full name of that country. Well, it's nice to see you together. I like that you're always together and always doing these great movies together. Do you ever fall out when you're doing these press days or when you're shooting? Is there any irritability between you two? Is that one?
I mean,
Really?
We've been friends since we were 20. Well, since I was 21, 22.
Yeah.
So that's almost 20 years, and I think we've only ever had 5 or 6 big fights.
We know when we know when each other is in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And we usually know whether it's a good reason or a bad reason, and know whether or not to leave each other alone in that situation. So,
But we can also bring each other out of those moods.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Very
Yeah.
simply.
Yeah.
But in terms of filming, I think there's only been a couple of times, and it always comes. When we wrote Paul together, there was a couple of fights, but it comes from both of you wanting to do the best job. It's not.
creativity.
It's not just I hate Simon
I
Pegg.
hate Simon Pegg today.
There was one morning on Hot Fuzz when we were a bit grumpy with each other in the car one morning. I think that was me being grumpy. But instead of having a fight, we just didn't talk to each other, and then it was all right.
Yeah. I'm really good at being grumpy and just not speaking. And that's really good.
You
Yeah,
kicked me
yeah.
off the bed once, didn't you? And I was really mad at you.
Only because I really
Really?
laughed. I thought you were complicit.
It hurt, and I felt foolish that he'd kicked me off the bed.
How do you work together then when you're, so say it was like day one of wanting to like make a movie, you've had this idea, how do you actually sit down and create that movie? Because I've tried to work with my friend before and we just watch telly.
You have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to go away from the telly, be away from the house. You have to be strict with each other and, have a place where you work and that is for work. And you have to treat it very seriously, even though it's comedy. And
It is also that thing that you've been paid money to develop a script. So
Yes.
if you don't do it, you have to give that money back.
Yes.
I mean, essentially,
Even if you spent it.
you are at work. So
Yeah.
we get in early. We get in at when we wrote Paul. We got in at 8:30.
1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my God, so early. Wow.
No, we'd get in at 8 or 9, and we'd start, and sometimes we work until 3 or 4. Other times, we might write an amazing joke in the first hour and say, "Let's go.
Let's have lunch, guys. You just killed it.
Pictures." But
Is
you have to recognise that sometimes that is the best it will be today.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's nice. This
Let's
is it.
give-
This is the best it'll be. See you
When we
tomorrow.
came up with the name Lorenzo Zoil, I think we worked for half an hour.
Yeah,
that
we
day.
did.
And we went to see 28
we
weeks
came
later.
in, we read Nuts and Zoo. We came out with Lorenzo's Oil, then we went to the cinema, and that was that.
We should talk about The World's End. That's why we are in this pub right now.
Correct.
Totally. It seems like the best idea for a movie ever. Just drinking. Did it bring back any nice, great memories of sort of wild nights out together? 20 years ago when you were doing this. Did you draw on any actual life experience?
I look back to my student days. I think the film is about that period when you finish school. It's the end of the sixth form. You are at the very top of the social tree in your little microcosm. And it's the last time you're ever with those friends you grew up with, really, because everyone goes on to different things. You start work, or you go to university, or whatever. And there is that last summer when it is the end of your childhood, ostensibly. And that's where the first pub crawl takes place in the movie. And it's what Gary King, my character, desperately wants to recreate 20 years later, So, yeah, I thought about when I was a student and all that cheap beer and gigs at the union and stuff like that. And
I can never really remember
But you don't-
school.
I don't think you-
When you watch it and it was bringing back all these nice memories, I was like, oh, I love Gary King and everyone in my class. And I was like, no, this is a film. But I might take that on as my memory because I forgot what happened.
you can have it if you want.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
nice
really-
memory. Yeah, I think it's a lovely
remember much about
memory.
school.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think at that point, you never recognise it as, this is the greatest time of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only now when you're paying tax and you have to work all the time and
Yeah.
you
this
think, oh, I
sucks.
should
Yeah.
have remembered it more.
I remember when I was about 16, 17, me and a bunch of friends, 5 friends, we drank a load of homebrew and we walked from my village over to the next village, which was Brockworth. And
we stole some cabbages.
It was mental.
We went to a party, a girl's house. One of our number got off with another girl, and then he got all upset and he punched the fence on the way home and got all bloody knuckles. And that for me was the closest thing to the Golden Mile.
Yeah. It's still going on though. It's basically the same things. If you're watching this, you're like, oh, that's what I'm doing as a teenager. That will carry on.
It will never end.
Remember
never
this,
end.
if you're 18, 19 and it's that summer.
And we're doing everything about films all this week on Radio 1, so I wanted to ask you some questions about the world of film.
Do it.
This question I thought was good. Has making films ruined films for you? Can you watch a film and be like, oh, that's cool, or you're like, how did they do that now? It's like ruin the enjoyment of just watching it because you know how they're made.
It doesn't ruin it, but it does give you a sort of critical faculty that you can't ever switch off again. You can't, but you just make that voice in your head very quiet. You know, you watch a movie and you think, oh, I see what they did there. That was filmed on the same day as that, or that was added later, but you just, because it's all about suspending your disbelief. You always have to do that, no matter whether you know anything about films or not. You have to sit down and go, okay, I'm going to believe in this right now. And you just have to do that a bit more.
I think it's more annoying for our partners.
Yeah,
having to pause a film. Look.
You're
What? You just having to go back. Look, there.
Boom.
See?
I don't care. I really don't care. What do you think's been your favourite movie that you've worked on together? I vote Paul. I watch Paul all the time.
Paul was an adventure
I watch
for
it
us.
all the time.
Yeah, Paul was an adventure. I really hurt myself in Paul. I really hurt my hand. So I was kind of a bit...
I broke my hand on World's End.
Yeah.
He broke his hand on Paul. I don't know what...
I wasn't Mardy, but I just know I was hurt and I was often... I couldn't enjoy it properly.
Yeah.
We were away from home.
I think this was... that was nice, being away in New Mexico.
I had a baby
fantastic.
during the period. It was a very rich sort of time for both of us. And I look back on that shoot as being... World's End was...
This was pretty amazing, though.
World's End was very hard, but it was wonderful to finish what we started, 10 years ago by making 3 films, which are kind of thematically linked. So...
The fight training was great.
Yeah, the fight training was fun.
I really loved in this the cornetto flapping in the wind at the end. That was genius. That was real good. Yeah, you have those films that you've got recorded in your bedroom that I'll watch when I'm going to sleep. And it used to be sort of like Austin Powers, something like I can just watch and really calm.
I think that's lovely.
I really watch it. And Paul, I watch so much. So Spider-Man's one of them. And my friends was like, "Stop watching Paul."
It's not,
I like watching films if I know what's going to happen.
That's the ultimate compliment in a way, because I have stuff that I would always put The Simpsons on if I wanted to fall asleep. And it's not because I found The Simpsons boring, but it made me feel so good that I could fall asleep,
Yeah.
And so thank you, I appreciate that.
It's welcome. You are like The Simpsons to me.
Wow.
I know that's a compliment.